Hey guys, what's up? It's me, Croft Studios here, and I'm here with a LEGO Ninjago MOC, and I am here with the Museum of History and Dareth's Dojo. The first part of Ninjago City I'm going to be making. I have another MOC in store for you guys that's already done. It's not super big, but it's definitely unique in its own way. But I am here to show you guys this MOC right here, and this is one of my biggest MOCs. It's probably tied with Chen's Steamboat up there. It's probably around the same size or maybe even bigger, so this might be my biggest MOC. But it's definitely a cool MOC, and I can't wait to show you guys all the stuff that's in here. So we're going to start off with the minifigs. The first minifigures I put in the set are basically the Ninja, except these Ninja are a bit different. You get the little Lloyd right here, which basically the only difference is the short legs. I gave all the Ninja their hair pieces because these all resemble their jobs that they had at this time period. Cole worked as kind of like a guy who was basically, he was protecting the bank, so he was kind of like a bodyguard. You can see I gave him a $100 bill. Kai was like a balloon. He was like a party type of guy. He was the ninja. He would show up and everybody would go crazy, so I gave him a balloon. Zane was basically a chef, a top chef, and I gave him a fish. And then Jay was a pizza delivery guy. So you can see I gave him the little scooter that he had in the show. Gave him that little helmet with the blue goggles and stuff like that. That was cool. And I also gave him that little blue pizza box that he also had on the back of his motorcycle. Or his little moped, I guess you could say. So let's go into our next minifigs. Also included some minifigs that basically needed to be in the set, such as Sensei Wu, Misako, and Misako actually has a pretty cool difference. I gave her the legs with pant printing on the side, which I really wanted LEGO to do, so I basically just gave her those pants. It's a barely difference of color, and I also include Dareth with the set since his dojo is in the set. Our last four figures in the set are two of them are kind of important, two of them are just kind of miscellaneous. One of them is the museum owner. You can see I gave him his little glasses right there, and he has that gray shirt like he has in the show, and he also has the black pants. I also included Gail Gossip in the set, which is also another minifig seen in the show a couple of times, just basically seen out doing the news and stuff like that. I included a cameraman for Gail Gossip right here. You can see he has the big camera with the small sticker piece on the side, and he also has the tripod for the camera. And I also included a small bodyguard to stand in front of the museum to make sure nobody steals anything. We're going to start off with the exterior of the MOC, and there's a lot of cool details. You can see I took these direct stone guys off of the Arkham Asylum set. I just thought they looked cool, so I used them as the statues that were on the museum. You can see this design I used on the side, and these are the doors that are on the front. You can see how they open up like that. They open up full, like they should. I put a lot of plants and stuff in front of the museum, and as well as there's a road right here, at least half of a road, because I used a gray base plate right here. And you can see just some of the details I put on the front. I put this small piece right here. This is a cool window piece. There's a window up here. You can see there's some binoculars in there. There's a snake in that window, and there's also a small Chima armor piece in there. And also on the other side, you can see this is where Dareth's Dojo is. You can see the front of his building right here. I put some fences right here using these kind of jail bar pieces. I put some small stones leading to his door with a small light out here, as well as some cool details for up here for his dojo. Just some details that probably LEGO would include in the set. Also, the door on this one does open as well. So we're going to go on to the Dareth's Dojo first. So starting off with Dareth's Dojo, you can see on the side right here, this is where the front of the building was, where I showed you before. You can see my hand. And right here is the top. I just put some ventilation details and stuff like that up here. And also the top does just remove like this. You can see how I made the side kind of just empty, so you could go in the side and play with stuff right there. So basically moving on to the interior of Dareth's Dojo right here. There's a lot of cool stuff in here, obviously, such as the trophy rack right there that's in front of the window that displays out to the street so people can see his fake trophies. You can see I put a couple of brick details here and there just on the walls, miscellaneous details. Put a small detail right here with a silver ball. There's a trash can right here with some lights, and as well as this red chair. That's just a custom design that I made. You can see the floor is tiled, which is a really cool design. You can see the chair design right there. And I just stuck it on one of those little jumper plates right there, which is pretty cool. And then moving on to this room right here, you can see how it moves on to the area where the ninjas can train. This area right here on the wall just kind of spins so Lloyd can fight those little sticks. You can see how they spin around on the wall, which is a pretty cool little detail. I put some lights right here, as well as a small little paper over there with a small lamp. There's a detail on the wall with a dragon on it, which is from the Battle for Ninjago City set. You can see the green tiles I used on the ground, which I thought were some really cool details, like the show. You can see these swords move around, so Lloyd can fight them if he wants to, which is really cool detail as well. I put a small lamp in the corner as well, and there's some small symbols on the side, which I got from that Chen season, that small set with the 2 elemental fighters in it. And you can see there's a newspaper on this table over here. One of the cool things I added to the tables is each of the table uses these small kind of torch pieces or torch holder pieces for the legs of the tables, which I thought was a cool detail right there. And I just thought it was a cool detail. I wanted to tell you guys about that. And you can see the doorway to the other room is actually an arch, which is a really cool detail as well. And yeah, so that's basically it for Dareth's Dojo right here. It's actually a really cool and detailed building. It didn't take me as long to make, but I think it's a really cool building for Lloyd to train in. Obviously, there's a lot of cool small areas you can go into, as well as the front door leading to the outside. So let's go into the museum. So starting off the museum, you can see it's a bit of a different design. Like the Dareth Dojo, you can see how it could be accessed from the side. Unlike that, the museum is actually accessed from the back. You can see how the back is just completely open. And I connected the two to make sure these two didn't fall apart when you're picking it up. I connected these two Technic pieces just to reinforce those two together and make sure they stick together as a building. So basically, the roof, it has a really cool skylight on it, just like the show. You can see that right there. I used those big window pieces in my most recent Interesting Bricks episode. That's where it basically occurred in most recently. You can see these big tile pieces I used on top as well. A lot of cool pieces on there, and you can see how it just kind of fits in there, really simple. It's not connected by pieces. It's not actually, doesn't connect in, it just kind of sits on there. Then you can take it off like that, leading to the inside of the museum, which has a ton of details and stuff like that I added to the inside. So let's move on to the bottom floor first. The bottom floor has a lot of interesting details on it, such as this kind of Japanese writing right here. You can see there's that snake in the window that I showed you guys earlier. There's a big flag right there with a dragon on it. Put a stone warrior as well as some anaconda details on the wall. You can see the stone warrior right there. He's standing on kind of like a rock structure. There's also a chi crystal in there, if you can kind of see it. It's right back there. There's also a kind of chrome cup type, or bowl, or goblet maybe if you want to call it like that. And there's also a green chrome crystal right here as well. So a lot of small details and stuff. I also put a Cole's Just Basic Ninja mask right here on a small display table right there, which is pretty cool. I put a skeleton axe in there, and this is basically a small map of the city. This is Borg Industries right here, which is going to be a MOC pretty much coming up soon, which is going to be a really cool MOC. This is basically the Ninjago Park, and then right here are the brown and tan buildings right there represent the dojo and the museum. And also back there is a gold plate you can see by the door. There's a moon type of piece from Monster Fighters right here. And when you move it this way, there's some small details on this side. Kind of look at it right there. There's some small tile details. It's kind of hard to see since it's hard to access this area. But you can see how there's that Ninjroid head right here. I just kind of put that as a small detail, which is pretty cool as well. And moving on to the right side of this museum, you can see right here is a skull hat, which is from the Anaconda season with Chen. And you can see that piece just broke off of the ladder. That kind of happens often since the ladder wasn't actually tall enough to reach the top. And that's my phone going off. But you can see in here there's a small stand for a minifigure. I didn't decide what skeleton to put there, but there should be a skeleton right there. You can see there's a big hammer piece right here. There's if you guys remember what these guys are, these little starfish guys, these guys were really annoying in some of the episodes of Ninjago, eating apart the ship and stuff like that. Some more Anaconda details. There's a Ninjroid in the corner with some purple studs, as well as another gold, or a small gold snake accessory. So we're going to move on to the upstairs. Moving on to the upstairs area, you can see I used these torch pieces again to make the railings for this upstairs. It's pretty sturdy, so you can put Minifigs up here. It's not going to break on you. You can see there's a Chima armor piece over here. There's a Star Wars piece right here, which is from one of the planet sets that came out a while ago, but were replaced by microfighters. You can see this piece on the wall, which is really cool. I used a lot of those Chima fire pieces as well as that Ninjago fire kind of bird in the middle. You can see there's some swords on this side, such as this big sword right here, which was used by the stone warriors and stuff like that mostly. And then right here you can see there's just a gold samurai sword. Then moving on to the middle, up here is kind of like a small area for basically cleaning up the area. There's a wrench in here actually. There's a small bucket up here for cleanup, and you can see how the ladder just moves down. It spins and just kind of sits up there. So you can spin this and move the ladder down so the guys can climb up there. So it's just kind of a utility area. Then moving on to the other side, which is I have a really cool picture over there. You can see it's the White House actually, which is a really cool piece right there. It's from Brick Fair 2012, if you don't know. I've had that for a couple of years. The pair of binoculars out here so you can look out the window. There's another one of those planet description pieces right there. There's also some Bricktober pieces right there on the wall, which is there's a 1996 one and a 1999 one. So that's pretty much all the details for the inside of the museum. I went over a lot of stuff in here because I put a ton of details. And one more thing, actually moving up to the door, this is where the doors to the entrance go, if you did not know. So yeah, that's basically it for all the details inside the museum. Let's go on to the ending of the video. Alright guys, so that is basically it for this Ninjago MOC. And what do you guys think? This MOC is, in my opinion, one of my better MOCs, just due to the fact that it's a building, and it's a main factor in the Ninjago show. These buildings are seen in the show so many times, so many episodes, yet have not been made yet into a set. It's dang shame too, because LEGO could be making a lot of money off of specific minifigures that LEGO hasn't even made or considered making from the show until they finally made Misako and stuff like that, and Dareth. When they finally got a hint at something like that. But they still need to make some more minifigs, in my opinion. LEGO has not reached their full potential with Ninjago until they make minifigures from the show and make accurate sets to the show while still having playability features, not just vehicles every single wave. But I think they need to make sets kind of like this, like buildings and stuff like that, because they don't necessarily, all LEGO really wants to do with Ninjago is just release vehicles and stuff like that. I mean, they did have a couple of exceptions, such as, I guess you could say the Temple of Air Jitsu and stuff like that, but they don't really make any other buildings besides temples and stuff like that. I just really think the whole Ninjago theme isn't being utilized, really, and they could be making a lot more money if they could just listen to their fans. But I hope you've enjoyed this Ninjago MOC. I kind of went on a little rant, but I really want LEGO to make something like this. Tell me what you guys think in the comments, if LEGO should make a set like this. And I just made a set how I would want to see LEGO make a set. So I hope you've enjoyed this MOC. Make sure to rate, comment, and subscribe, and I will be making another Ninjago MOC very soon.